100% off the strength, man.
Off the strength.
Can't get that off the strength.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to yet another episode of Off the Strength. We're giving you the inside look to all things wellness culture. I'm a trainer called Tony, and of course, with me, I have a gentleman of extraordinary league.
KR Jones is in the building, Tony. You will not mess up my gentlemanhood.
Nonetheless, folks, we are back.
Yes, sir.
And you are now in tune for a variety show. That's when we give you our best foot forward. So hopefully you take your best foot forward. You do that two-step, that tango, whatever it is you need to do to make it on through the week with the best goddamn wellness information available.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, the first thing I need to know, I want to ask a professional a little bit about how do you deal with yourself being a wellness professional inside of a holiday that is completely surrounded by all things eating, all things indulgence, and people that sometimes want to put their feelings, their emotions, and their doubt onto your presence being inside there, just trying to share some space with the family.
I'm not here for it. I clap back. I will tell you about yourself real quick. I am an adult now. In the words of the good brother Deion Sanders, I lost my way to the high road. All right, I don't take it no more. I don't know where the high road is at. If you come to me with smoke, you gonna get just that in return.
You know what? I think a lot of people get tripped up is that they don't navigate any of the holidays mindfully.
Of course not.
I feel like we got definitions that probably start from when you was a kid as to what this needs to be, and never took the time to stop and ask any of the people that's going to be in the room if we actively need to be doing any of this.
Nope.
And how do we navigate through that overindulgence? Talk about health, talk about the things that we really want to encourage inside of different people's spaces. I don't want to be the person that everybody turns to as soon as they about to put their turkey leg down or whatever they got going on and be like, all right, don't judge me. Don't look over here. It's like, know that I'm off the clock just like you off the clock. If you work in accounting, I ain't going to come with a bunch of tax questions to you while you sitting down fixing your cranberry
Hey, man,
sauce.
how I get my W-2 to my W-4?
It's never going to be a question that I ask you. But if we do have to have a conversation, I want to really start to try to anchor my answers to really be about the mindfulness kind of side of it. Into a little bit of this good, a little bit of this bad. Some of this ugly this week, Kyle. I'm going to jump into this rip from the headlines segment this week. And one of the sentiments that I want to try to usher in this Thanksgiving, I think it's going to fail famously, but I'm still going to try it. I'm putting it out there right now that I want to try to get everybody around the table before we start to break bread. I want to get everybody to take a little bit of a walk with me, Kyle. Just a little walk. It's not going to be something that's got to go
You out
extreme.
your rabbit-ass mind is what I'm going to tell you.
I want to try to get my family to move a little bit before we start going into, you know, the deepest slices of the pie coming down on the other side, man.
I love
want to try
where
it.
the head is at. I just think you would have a better time asking for everybody individually for money before you got anybody to go on to a walk.
I was going to say maybe we could sneak a line dance in there, bro. I feel like that's the other
You can
alternative.
do that, but they not walking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And you better not play you know who, because you know what?
He can get you the step.
Would you
A
know
step.
what?
If I need 8,000 steps,
Nope.
if the guy who made the step
you not doing that one. You got to get rid of that step. We not.
Robert might be the one that saves us at the end of the
I ain't
holiday,
even going
Kyle.
there with you. But you know they like to let that fly anyway.
That's
so,
what I'm saying. It's a generational gap that we crossing, Kyle. If I get Robert to come back in here, if we could just get one pass to let Robert play.
We about to lose the whole Bad Boy catalog. So what's next, man? I'm sorry. But
Sliding out of that.
Yeah.
Codapax and Headspace have now teamed up, and they will start to give you access to exclusive meditation content when you purchase their outdoor hiking apparel. Now,
I'm here for the Urban Explorer,
okay.
if you will.
Last week, did you know that National Diabetes Education Week was upon us? So I know we do talk about this chronic illness constantly, and it affects, Kyle, upwards to 37 million Americans. One of the things that I want to do is also just talk about what do we actually know about this disease around the table? Like, not from a judgmental space, but from an educational space, Kyle. That's one of the things that I want to kind of land in on there. How do you feel about National Diabetes Education Week coming just a week before Thanksgiving, where there's probably going to be a lot more people diving into that diabetes category?
Man, it's a hell of a rollout. I feel like, what's next? Black History Month?
You know
what I'm
it.
saying? There is definitely a lack of education in that regard. There's a lot of people that are diagnosed with it and only know what the doctor tells them. I don't know if they're doing their own due diligence to get their own research in. People, again, are only going to be as deep as they go into themselves. Right?
We've long been talking about fast food in our communities, and if you look at
It's
all
poison, is what it is.
well, we say that, but if you look at all the areas where you see the highest concentration of minorities, you will also coincidentally find the highest concentration of fast food outlets, Kyle. There's no separation there, right?
Yep.
And we all associate that fast food with being budget friendly somehow, some way, right? You can feed a whole family off of X, Y, and Z. The dollar menu and all the rest of that.
Yep.
The impacts on your health are disproportionately more expensive. It is
a
insane
fact.
how expensive it is to eat that cheaply. U.S. is looking to spend next year about $1.1 trillion next year. Do you understand how much that is?
That's a T, not a B.
That's a T, not a B for the KFC. Kyle, this is what I'm trying to let people know. The dollar sign is circulating around us all the time. We are the product. We are often not participating in the profit, and that is still racing us to our ends over here, Kyle. So I really do try to be specific about why I want to get these people to understand around these dinner tables. We got to have a higher level of conversation. We got to have a higher level of understanding, and hopefully that'll usher you into a better position.
Well, sliding out of that, Brother Tone, I got to give you my quick little good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to keep it black, but most importantly, I'm going to keep it brief.
Give it to him.
Now, when I talk about the Stanley Cup, brother, what comes to mind when I say that?
Nothing black or brief, Kyle,
Really?
except for the puck.
No, I'm not talking about the puck, but rather I would be talking about a actual cup. One of those insulated cups, you know the type.
Okay.
There was a car fire, and not only did this cup survive, but it maintained the ice on the inside, Brother
That is
Tone.
impossible. I don't believe it. Nope, don't
This
pass
is
go.
their new marketing strategy for the Stanley Cup. A whole car caught on fire, but the cup survived and the ice on the inside stayed cube-like.
If you drink out of that fire cup, you deserve everything that comes with that. That's how I'm going to leave that.
Moving on, are you familiar with NBA player Kelly Oubre?
Yes.
This brother was actually riding his bike. I don't know if it was to the facility or whatnot, but he actually was hit on the bike, Brother
Damn.
Tone.
I done been there.
My issue with him being hit on this bike is, if you can look into the phone here, what kind of bike does this man have, Brother Tone?
It does not look like it's proportionate to an NBA player.
He's riding a BMX bike, bro. Kelly Oubre is 6, whatever the fuck he is. There's no reason why he should be on a BMX bike. In fact, I felt like he probably should have been hit sooner. Sliding out of that, we're going to go right into the walk of shame. Bill Belichick leaving a house shirtless after he done beat down some cheeks.
Wait, what?
He's the coach for what team, Tone?
The Patriots.
And where are they located?
New England.
When is it ever hot there?
I mean, you know, the caucus.
During football season?
Free in the nip.
Man's got caught on the walk of shame from the Ring camera. I only bring this point up because the Ring camera is out here solving more crimes than the police department has ever done in the history of the goddamn police department.
I'm not going to agree with that at all.
There's more folks out here getting jammed up off the Ring camera than any prosecutor in any state has ever won in cases. I got one last little hit and miss for you.
Of course.
Snoop Dogg has hit the streets to say that he is giving up smoke. Snoop Doggy Dogg
Yes.
is giving up smoke. It didn't say marijuana. I would assume that's the only kind of smoke he was smoking.
Mm-hmm.
You never know about that PCP little dip make a nigga flip. You know what I'm saying? You
I don't
never
put
know.
that on Uncle Snoop.
You never know if he was smoking them Sherm sticks or them butt naked. It's like you never know what he was doing.
There couldn't be such a thing as overindulgence, Kyle.
Okay.
And
We're gonna slide out of that, Brother Tone.
It don't have to
and
be
we're
Kirk
gonna
Franklin.
slide into a game that I like to call the best dish top 3. Now, Brother Tone, you
Okay.
are on the clock right now. I want you to give me your top 3 dishes. You go, then I go, right? For Thanksgiving. What's that one thing you need on the plate?
One thing I need on the plate, number one dish.
What's your number 1 draft pick?
I'm going with stuffing, the right type of stuffing.
Really?
though. Yeah.
All right, my number 1 draft pick is going out to the ham. What's your number 2 pick coming
My
in?
number 2 pick is going to be the greens, my friend.
Collard greens?
Yes, you know this.
Okay. Number 2 for me would have to be the mac and cheese.
Thanksgiving wasn't Thanksgiving until I had those plátanos on the fryer, man.
Okay, my third pick is going to have to go to them candied yams. Bro. Now, transversely, I need you to give me your top 3 dishes to remove
Yeah.
from the Thanksgiving table. What's number 1 for you?
I feel like if I got maduros, I could get rid of candy yams altogether. I'll be honest with you.
The disrespect. I don't know if this is just a my family thing, but the sauerkraut can go any day. Okay, I'm gonna go with cranberry sauce for number 2 for me.
Cranberry. I might get rid of turkey, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
That's a wild thing to get rid of for Turkey Day as a whole.
I feel like turkey's an overrated bird, bro.
You got to cook it right. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of folks that don't know how to cook it right.
That's exactly it.
You know, for me, I'm going to go out there and say, I'm going to just put this as a blanket statement. I don't want anything that hasn't been a vetted cook to touch the Thanksgiving table. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of times where like somebody new comes into the family, they got married in, it's a friend of a friend, it's a experimental dish. I'm not here for no experimental dish on the Super Bowl of foods. This is not time for new talent. You take that little hobby of yours somewhere else. We talked about taking a position in the family and upholding a legacy earlier, if you will, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, my question is, how heavy is that seat at the table? Are you fully prepared to step into that head of household role? Are you ready to pass down the recipes? Are you upholding the bloodline to the best of your ability with meaningful contributions?
Like somewhere along the way, we have to understand how, as a society, we prioritize the individual and individual pursuits. And although that does get you, some benefits in some areas, if you don't have spaces where you actively practice community, and I would say community and family kind of being that kin kind of space, where you're responsible for and care about the fellowship and the betterment of the people that are around you. If you don't have places where you practice that, that's not going to be something that you see in your life. You're not going to have that artifact, right?
I think you carried the one on that one for sure. You made that make sense.
Shout out to the Candy Cane peeps at the Block of the Rock. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, since we are down at the Block of the Rock and the Candy Cane peeps are out, it means we're getting down to that time of year, Brother Tone. So I guess, how are you relaxed on?
Man, you know what I got a chance to do, Kyle? I got a chance to support the artist this week, Brother Jones, and I got to shout out my man, Ed. I got a chance to go to his exhibit that he had. You will famously see the Love Yours, which has been all around the city in different spaces, right?
Yep.
Somewhere in that Love Yours story is a story about legacy, about generation, and about why this is a conversation that he's having to himself to remind himself of what has happened in his life, what's transpired, who's there, who's not, right?
Yep.
So all of that to be considered, Kyle, I knew that before we ever had to have that conversation, that's what this was about. The picture that I have over here, it says life is a story you can't rewind. And that just the sentiment of that, I love to see that this bike life, this artist life, and all of the things that we're involved in, we're recognized as people who are not only purveyors, but collectors and people who are supporters in there. And I felt great and ultimately relaxed by understanding my role in this place, Kyle.
My relaxation has not happened yet, but will happen soon, Tone.
What do you plan on doing, my man?
Well, it's funny you should ask, Tone, because I will be a content creator, if you will, for a sensory deprivation tank company.
Whenever you get inside that, you just let everything float on.
My name is Larry, and I'm a Cancer, and I like a lady that likes everybody and everything. And if you feel that's you, then come on down.
Float on, float on. What's the holiday soundtrack need to sound like when you're around the people in the family, man? You know, it's
we
gotta
definitely
be...
need some Sexy Red for sure. We need a
You
little.
throw a Sexy Red on for the family?
If you see me there, you trying to say what's up.
That's your Thanksgiving playlist?
Yeah,
That's what
you
coming
gotta
with?
make sure the fam know what's hip and out in the streets, so when the kids say it, they ain't out the loop. You know
I never
want
to walk into the house and
We
hear
gotta throw that
nobody
on.
throwing the ski on in
You
front
don't
of
want
the
the
old
ski.
Not in front of the old ones, man. Not in front of the elders, bro. We gotta keep that out. Man, you said you were hopeful about that.
Oh, what I'm hopeful for, since you asked, Brother Tone, I'm hopeful that nobody gets shot
Okay.
or stabbed across the dinner table this year. On top of that, I genuinely hope that anyone that attempts to deep fry turkey is successful in their pursuits.
It's like I'm going to champion you on that side, and I got to echo the same sentiment that I started this out with. I'm hopeful to get a few more people that are around that table just to move a little
Listen,
bit more.
man, you better off
I'm
having
hopeful.
a white T-shirt contest on
Nah,
Thanksgiving.
we ain't going to do that.
trying to get the family.
I'm hopefully get people to move
trying
a
to get
little
the family to walk around the block.
We gonna walk. We
Yeah,
gonna
the
dance. If we can, whatever we gonna do.
You're
I'm trying
not
to get them to do a little bit.
stepping
In the name of
no.
Thanksgiving,
no.
Kyle. That's all I'm saying. Step in the name of that. Ain't stepping in the name of nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But he would be the one to bring it together. That's the sad part. We can't go into the R bag. I feel you, bro. I feel you. If people need to understand where they can keep up with us, how they can tap in, Kyle, could you please let them know?
Man, make sure you visit us on Instagram at @offthestrength_. If you're feeling freaky, come on down to Rockefeller Center in the greatest city in the world. That's New York City. You can visit us at Newsstand Studios and see us live and direct from the block of The Rock.
Yeah.
Now, if that's not the case for you, you can always visit IG again at Rockefeller Center or Twitter at Rock Center NYC.
Once again, it's been another fantastic episode of Off the Strength from a trainer called Tony.
KR Jones.
Peace and much love to y'all out there. Until next time, we'll see you soon.